blazer. True indeed. Yes, I got the record, that's word on my feed. I'm guaranteed to give you what you need. One blood, everybody like Junior Reed. Wake up every morning, yo, I must succeed. Nationwide rockers make the world stampede. Yo, Willie, make we roll some mad charge. Now I must
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
At their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Runs it. And right away, he lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. The big man, get the oxygen tank ready. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers.
Makes the score Packers 7, Falcons nothing.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it. But you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Let's go now. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 34-yard line.
Ready. 70 Timberwolf.
Here's Penix. And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started. Hey, look at this Packers defense coming into this one ranked number 19 in the NFL against the pass.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Penix. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
51 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10 at the 20.
Down. Ready.
A play action fake. They'll look to throw. Out to the left here to Reed. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. Sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Let's go now. Black, 52, blue. Rail, yellow. Set.
Play fake. Here's Love. Well, he was hit as he forward there, and that one winds up incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Here we go. Set. Ready.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook. They can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Set. Hut. Hut. Hut.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Here we go. Here we go. 33, yellow.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right.
Set.
Again, it's Love. That's taken in by Golden. And they're able to stop this short. On 3rd and 6, they'll only pick up 4.
It's 4th down.
An audible here to get a new look.
Steal. Check steal. Hut.
They go with Jacobs. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points. Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
And looking to throw, Penix. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It's a gain of 34.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Bijan Robinson, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. The extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And the stakes in this game certainly high as we get toward the end of the regular season. For now, they are holding a wild card spot, but there are no shortage of other teams in the NFC looking to take that spot from them.
Starting with the guys on the other side of the field because they're on the outside looking in, and no one likes to be in that position. You want to be in the room, not looking inside to see everyone else having fun.
Hey, look, black 40. Cut.
Jacobs going to try the middle. Oh, able to avoid him. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
Let's go.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
22.
Love. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last two plays.
And sometimes when you run a screen pass down in the red zone, it's really tough to create a lot of room to operate. The field's pretty condensed. But that was really well designed there, and they're able to pick up the first down.
Jacobs trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on first down.
Ready.
Second and goal from the 1.
Close. Ready. Ultra. Ready.
Lloyd will take this one in for a Packer touchdown.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work in the whole hard and finish in the end zone.
So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time I look and repeat that, Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
On 3rd down, Penix from the gun. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
I think that's how this defense is going to need to play these tight ends. Again, get right up on them and stay physical. And that paid off on that play, helping force that incompletion.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this late season game, of course, not lacking for drama when you talk about the AFC playoff picture.
Yeah, in a sense, it's the haves versus the have-nots, because this group on offense, it'd be a wild card if the postseason started today, but they know the guys on the other side of the ball are still in that dreaded in-the-hunt category, and they're hungry for a win today.
From the 34, here's 2nd and 4.
Set, hut. Yellow, 43. Ready?
Now Love. Well, and caught downfield by Watson. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. McManus now for the extra point. And oh, it's blocked. This is going the other way. Taking it right down Broadway. And he dives into the end zone and gets the 2 points. Well, I think I need an oxygen mask after those last 2 plays, CD. The long touchdown followed by the even longer return on the block PAT.
I wonder if after that long touchdown, if someone actually needed a play off and didn't take it, and maybe that was the breakdown in protection led to the block.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They got to get going.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
Well, this hasn't really been a first half to remember on either side of the ball, but I think this kind of makes this an important drive. You'd love to get this back to a 1-score game if you can. And that's good work there to get some yardage here and pick up the 1st down.
And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. The Falcons at 7-5 now on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Micah Parsons able to record his 5th sack of the season. Here's Tommy Townsend now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 30. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. 2nd and 2. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
And that's a play to applaud because these RPOs, things happen so quickly. And that ball's out of the quarterback's hands fast. He read it and reacted and was there to hit him as the ball arrived at the receiver. Big-time read, big-time play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Ready.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. Oh, he bowls over it. Evades the tackler, and now some space. Yeah, they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. They go bootleg. Love. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
Here we go. Set. Come on.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Lloyd. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they move the ball with relative ease.
And the Packer first down.
Here we go.
Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. Touchdown! Dawson Knox, 25 yards for the touchdown. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
That score was not a game clincher by any stretch of the imagination, but the other team now has to be careful to not let this game begin to slip away.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Makes the score Packers 27, Falcons 9.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. He's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
At their own 28-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And some space here. How about this? They set themselves behind the chains, trying to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover, but I love their fight. Planted their feet and forced the incompletion on 1st down.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, check mega. Let's go now. 45. White. Ready?
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 63 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this 1st half.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Here we go. Hut, hut.
Here's Jacobs. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or two in this situation.
Set, ready. Set.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Josh Jacobs with career touchdown number 125, moving him into a tie with Walter Payton on the all-time list. And the Packers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. McManus's point after is good. And the rout is on here in this first half. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. Dancing away at the 30. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds.
30-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
And the Falcons, first down.
Here we go, shot.
1st and 10 at the 40.
Willis will look to throw it. Now he's going to step up and run. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Tag. Let go.
Shotgun snap to Willis. Throw left side complete. That's Silva. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Here we go. Ready.
Now Willis. And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Got it. Ready.
No move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
60 back.
They do go for it. Here's Willis. He'll try to do it himself. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
Panther 60.
From the gun, here's Willis. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball. But he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Ready. Ready.
Willis looks to pass it here. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all. I understand why they look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
The shotgun snap to Willis. And that will be incomplete as well.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Let's go now.
They go play action with Willis. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Here's Love. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Reed. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Ready.
To throw now. Here's Love. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
Let's go now. 10 black, set.
Final play of the half. Love. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. This could possibly be a push-off. Looked like some hands both ways. They got it on the offense.
And sometimes there's a fine line between being the receiver and the DB, and he knocked that one away. Might have caused an incompletion that could have been an interception.
So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. Oh, good return up past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Here we go.
And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they get the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And he's across the 45. It'll be second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Here we go. Hut, hut.
Love fires up quickly outside. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
First down, Green Bay.
Blue check. Yellow check, smash. Ready?
On the handoff, this is Jacobs. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
33. Yep.
Play action this time with Love. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
It is certainly becoming rarer by the year to see your franchise guy take a hit like that. The defender couldn't believe he had a shot to light him up. So when you take off and run, you have to make sure you can slide, get out of bounds, anything. Just don't leave yourself open to hits like that.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
They have a vision right now everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Fighting him off. And down inside the 15 he goes. 98 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Hey, blue 32, ready.
They'll run on first down. Lloyd. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Ultra. Hut, hut.
Right back to him on first down. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Brings up second and goal.
Rail,
At
yellow.
the 3-yard line.
Here we go. Set.
Love looking to throw it. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And it's a Packers touchdown. Marshawn Lloyd. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Packers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Here's Willis. Here's a screen for Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
You're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Third down and 1. Willis looking to throw it. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it fourth down. On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And they will take over first and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Ready, ready. Set, go.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Lloyd. Oh, he sheds himself free. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 45 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Okay, let's do our version of name dropping here. Let's show off a little knowledge, right? The A-gap, the gap between the center and the guard on either side, right? Both sides. Control that, you're going to control an inside running game.
And he had to feel satisfied because he hit that gap, broke the contact. He loves that.
That's the best part, right? That's what he's going to ask the coach to run back on film.
Let me see that one more time.
Try that again, coach. Look how my legs kept churning. I just kept moving, and he did to the tune of a big game.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From just across the midfield stripe, here's a 2nd down and 6.
Down. Hey, check mega. 10. Hut.
Up the middle they go. Alexander. 20. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 47 yards. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described. Manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage. They're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
Brandon, at some point, these defenders absolutely have to say, we've just got to make a stand. We've had enough of this.
Giving up a lot of points in this game, but look better on that play. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
Set, ready, still, check, blue, 32.
Now a toss here, short side. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Packers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Now McManus for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
It's been a struggle this entire game trying to move the ball on the ground. But every now and then you find a little chink in the armor, and that type of run right there lets them know that they can't stop every single run for almost no gain.
Come on. Hey. Bronco 80.
Robinson will try to pick it up. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Hold it ready.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Willis got to have this one. In the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
First and 10 at the 46-yard
Let's go now. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Let's go.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they've bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now.
Ready.
Here's Willis. That's caught. This is a Bandicanda. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 34-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Here we go, here we go. Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready, ready.
Now Willis to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
To throw, here's Willis. Now they go screen, it's complete. He's into space past the 25. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Ready. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
To throw, here's Willis. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. He takes it to the 15, a nice display of power. That gives him a nice pickup. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it's 2nd down.
15-yard line.
Ready, ready. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. Well, you got to think Charles Atwin's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
Ready.
Back to throw, Willis. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. They'll come up now 3rd and 9.
Here we go, start. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Back to throw, Willis. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Packers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
Let's go now. Black 40. Set.
And they take a knee.
Let's go. Yellow, 43.
A Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, they kind of